I just thought I'd stop by and have a chat and see how you are and what you're up to today. Yesterday I didn't go live because I had a few things to do, and that was just to basically try and find a little bit of a full-time job because I'm currently just doing part-time work at the moment. So a few interesting things have happened, and that's I'm making progress with the films. So I hope to have be working with a 3D artist for some of the character animations with the shows coming up. Now this is for something that I've been working on called the Salamander. If you're interested to find out more about the Salamander, there is a short story that I've written on the Amazon bookstore, and basically it's about a crew of this ship, the Salamander, and they kind of operate in grey areas of the law. Captain Jack, so we've got Jack, Mia, Kira, and Ben. The first story is their first mission, and I did do something using AI on the channel a little while ago, mainly experimentation, and that's what I've been doing, is experimenting with different movie making techniques. Now I know there is a bit of a backlash with AI, and I appreciate the reasoning why, and that's why I'm trying to keep things fresh and created by people. So the other day I was just doing my shopping and I bumped into somebody who could potentially help with the 3D modelling. And I'm really looking forward to what's coming up with the Salamander. It's a work in progress at the moment. I'm currently doing the scripts and building out the sets in Blender. The intention is, if you enjoyed Star Wars Bad Batch, then you should enjoy the Salamander because it's on similar kind of theme as that. So you've got a crew, they do these missions that are a little bit shady, shall we say, and then obviously the outcome of that is the repercussions of those missions. All of this is set in the Prycon universe, which is the series of books that I've written, 2 so far, third is on the way, and it's more of these are like prequel series, but I don't really want to call them a prequel series because although they're set before the events of the main books that I write, they're standalone stories, so you don't have to understand what's going on with Prycon and the Archons and everything in the books. You don't have to read the books to be able to enjoy the show that I'm trying to put together. Because it's quite easy. I go on Facebook and I leave comments on certain things like Doctor Who, but how poor the writing is, and people will often say, well, why don't you do it yourself? And I am trying to do that. I'm trying to generate a buzz and a show that you'll enjoy with believable characters in the sci-fi universe that I've written about. So, hi and welcome. Let me know where you are in the world. Leave a comment in the box below. I'm based in the UK, in case you didn't realise, and it's grey and foggy and cold. Had to scrape the car this morning, which wasn't very nice, but I suppose we are in the middle of winter, so it's to be expected. So I'll just give you a little history of the Salamander. The Salamander is going to be a series. I've got 8 episodes so far, kind of sketched out. And this is something that I want to bring to the channel in the new year. So hopefully the person that I'm going to be working with for the characters, I'll be able to get that sorted out. And I will be putting out snippets as shorts with where I'm at so far. I'm using Blender, and I know Blender's not an industry standard for what I'm doing, but I'm not industry standard myself. So I'm learning all the time. So what I've learned so far is a hyperspace scene and build some planets out and lighting as well, he says, in something that's not well lit for videos. So the story of the Salamander, you've got Captain Jack, and he's a cross between I suppose like Han Solo. He's got some essence of Han Solo with his character, but he's also a little bit of a rogue as well. Yeah, I suppose Han Solo, really a bit of a rogue. So the idea is with the salamander, it will build out into a series which will lead into the story that's on Amazon. So there are one or two crew members that are going to change as the story progresses. If you have watched the first episode, then you'll know where we're at, that they've completed a mission by going to the Underworld's conference, if you like. So they've got this criminal organisation, they've transported a criminal warlord to the conference. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and actually remake the first episode in Blender. And so you'll be able to watch it as probably about a 10-minute short film, and then the other episodes will build on top of that. So I've got the next 7 or 8 episodes drafted, so I know what's going to be happening. There's going to be various twists and turns. Not everything's going to work out as you'd expect. So that is the salamander, and I hope to have that first episode done in the next couple of months. What's taken the time is, because I'm starting from scratch and learning everything, is learning the software to build the sets. But the ambition is, once I've done the sets, I'll be able to take you on like a guided tour. So you'll have a guided. Thank you. I'm not giving. I've just started, mate. Thank you. Rice and Dale. Thank you. No, I'm not giving. I've just started, and I'm really enjoying it. It's massive learning. It's a real steep learning curve when you're trying something different. But then that's life, isn't it? If you want to try something different, you've got to learn the skill sets to do it. So yeah, there's about 8 episodes of the Salamander that I've got drafted, and I really kind of hope it takes off, because that's the whole point of doing this channel, is to reach out and create a new piece of pop culture, for something that's relatable and enjoyable. Because I think one thing that's really kind of putting people off of going to the cinema, the cost. I was going to go and see Predator the other day, and the only cinema that was showing it near me was showing it at 8 o'clock in the evening. It was £50 a pop. And okay, it's only £50, but once you take into consideration you want to take a partner with you, that's 30 quid. You want something, it goes from being something reasonable to 50, 60 quid for 2 hours of entertainment. And what I'm trying to create here will be 10 or 15 minutes of hours, 10 or 15 minutes entertainment, but for free. So yeah, really, the best way you can support the channel is to like, share and subscribe. And if you enjoy the content and the videos, the stories that are coming up, and you've got friends that you think would enjoy it, then spread the word. I do TikTok as well, but I've really I've gone off of TikTok in a big way, because all it is sell, 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 give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. I was watching a TikTok battle, and having been concentrating on TikTok, hi Ryan. Having concentrated on TikTok during lockdown, I managed to build quite a good following on there, and then I joined the creator program, and I made a little bit of money. I made 300 quid out of videos that were going viral. Didn't bother me. Wasn't doing it for the money. But I then kind of took a step back to do more YouTube, and now I've gone back onto TikTok. I've noticed every other channel is, oh, would you like this? Buy this. Oh, have you got this game? Oh, buy this. Oh, and the battles. What a swizz they are. So I'm on TikTok. I'm supposed to sit there with somebody else on the screen and basically beg for gifts in order to beat the other person. With no actual substance, nothing, not giving you anything in return apart from sitting there begging for gifts. And that's a real big turn-off for me, because what I don't think you realise, with TikTok, you might buy £5 worth of cherries, for example. Well, TikTok straight away takes money from that, so they've made £5 from the cherries. Then you might give some of those cherries to a creator that you're watching. Okay, whatever. So you then have what you think is £5 worth of cherries, But TikTok's made money out of that. Then when you give, say you gave them £5 worth of cherries in a competition or one of these battle things, the actual creator would only get something like 50 pence, because not only do these cherries, they're only valued at, so the cherries are only valued at 5 pence, then TikTok takes half of what you give to the creator. And that, it just seems a bit of a swizz. I would like to make some money out of my content, but the way that I'd like to make that is through sponsorship and advertising, rather than, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, please donate and whatnot. I think even if I'm able to monetize this channel, I would never ask or do a live and specifically say, oh, give us a super chat, you know? That's not to say I will be having some fundraising methods available. Maybe in a year's time, I might have a Patreon where you know what you're going to get and it'll hopefully be value for you, as opposed to TikTok, which has just gone totally sell, 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 money, money, money. And particularly as money's tight. You know, I appreciate that not everybody's got a spare couple of quid. If you haven't got a fiver is a hell of a lot of money. So, yeah, as much as I've enjoyed TikTok, that's one reason why I've pulled away from TikTok to focus on YouTube and try and build up a nice community here. And as I say, the best way you can support the channel is to like, share and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, but that really sends a good positive message to the YouTube algorithm, or the YouTube gods, and they then promote the channel, and then it kind of self-fulfilling. So the more people that interact, the bigger the channel gets, the more people interact, and so on and so forth. Thank you. Thank you very much for the subscribe. Right. Well, you'll be disappointed. Trust me, you'll be disappointed. So that's really where I'm at. And as I say, with this salamander, I'm really kind of working hard behind the scenes whilst carrying on with the Echoes of Betrayal. It's a good thing that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, because I don't think I'm any of those things. Just a fat bald guy. So yeah, the salamander went out on Monday. There's another episode coming on Friday, and we're getting up to a really good piece in the story. I've also tried to give you a little bit of my thought process. So where's the story in the episode? Hi 5 night, or 51 night. So when sometimes the episodes, the chapters are a little bit shorter, I'll try and give you a little bit of explanation as to what I was thinking when I was creating that particular idea, particularly with the no, that's fine. I'm just saying as it is. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Where are you watching me from in the world? And what's the weather like? I'm in the UK and it's dark and grey. It was foggy this morning as well. So yeah, I'll try and give you like a little bonus as to where some aspects of the story have come from, and I can reveal with the Star of Governance what I was thinking with that is, how can you have a biometric computer system, quantum system, that you could actually make. We might not have the technology now, but with quantum computing and DNA, and how far is that going to go? So I looked into how microchips are made, because for me it's fascinating that you can have billions of transistors on something smaller than this rubber. And it's made through a process called, I think it's wafer fabrication. Cool. So what's the weather like then? So I kind of done a little bit of investigation as to how microchips are made and the processes that they use. I am. No, I don't. Very cloudy, yeah. I think we're going to be in for a cloudy day today. So I was then thinking, well, because obviously DNA is made up on a molecular level, could you then create a biometric computer that's got quantum capabilities that's made with wafer fabrication? And in theory, yes, you can. And that's where the idea of the Star of Governance has really kind of spawned. So it's theoretically, it's the one ring to rule them all, but it's been made by quantum computers and systems which we're probably maybe 15, 20 years away from creating, and it's biometric. And so therefore you could say, you could give it a particular lineage, so only people from a certain bloodline could wield the power, if you like. And that's what's been revealed so far in Echoes of Betrayal. Now, the main thing is, how is Hadley, the main character, one of the main characters, going to handle that power, given the fact that she was just a resistance fighter? And then there's also various other things as well. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. Cheers. And check out the videos. And I'd be interested to know what your opinion is on where the story's going, and whether or not you've picked up on some of the breadcrumbs that I've tried to put in the stories for you to follow and pick up on. Thank you. Well, that's fine. Honestly, it's all I ask. If you enjoy the content, if I'm bringing you value, then the way you can support is to like, share, and subscribe, and that doesn't cost anything. And I think it's really important that I focus on the cost of living, because I know it's bloody difficult at the moment just to get by, and we're all looking for a bit of escapism, which is why I don't talk about politics, sex, religion, none of that on my channels, because there's enough of that in pop culture as it is. Let's take a step back from that and just enjoy life and get out there and enjoy yourself. Hello again. And hopefully that's what we can do, because I think something that fandom is missing essentially is a place where we can just go and escape, which is where I think Comic Cons are really good and really effective, but they are getting expensive. And I see Shuti Gatwa is going to be at Comic Con in February, and he's charging, I think it's £150 for a diamond pass, which is a lot of money. But then David Tennant was there last month, and he was charging something stupid like 250, 300 quid for the pleasure of meeting them, you know? It's a lot of money in it just to say hi to somebody. I'm going to be on for a couple of minutes, then I've got a meeting, which is why I've come on a little bit earlier. I normally go live about 8:30 till 9, but I've got a meeting with, it's a, what do they call it now? It's a networking, so it's a networking meeting to try and get things moving. So, yeah, with the stories, I try and base them with some reason and some real world logic to them, which is a bit like Star Trek. Everything that, when Gene Roddenberry was doing Star Trek, he based things in scientific theories and as close as he could to facts. Incidentally, teleportation has actually happened. We've been able to teleport a single cell. And I don't know if anybody realised this. So the basis of the technology in Star Trek is based in reality, and I try and do that with my own stories and creations, which is why I wanted the Star of Governance to be something that is tangible and could theoretically be possible, and it is. We haven't got the technology yet, but then the whole point of it in the stories is that it's alien technology. So yeah, there we go. Obviously, the alien creatures and that I come up with and I put into the stories, they are totally fiction, but I do try and incorporate aspects of nature. So, for example, with one of the alien species that I had, I've based it on bees, because bees disappear during the winter because the queen hibernates, and then obviously you have the swarming in the spring. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with one of the alien races that are available, available in the books. I have released a new book over the weekend. It's the sequel to Broken Ceasefire. And if you go to my website, wayneblinko.com, and sign up to my newsletter, what I'd like to do for the newsletter is it won't be spammy, it won't be every day or once a week. It will be every 3 months, most of the time, unless I've got some news, and then I will send out an email to say, hey, this is what's going on. But that will be few and far between. And every 3 months, I'd like to try and put together a story for people that have subscribed to the newsletter. So you'll get that, and it's all going to be free. I'm not going to, it's just so I can touch base every 3 months and say, hey, this is how far I've got with the new book. This is a story just for you, and this is the link to that story, and I can give it to you in a PDF as well as an audio book like I do with Echoes of Betrayal, and that will be every 3 months. Obviously, as the Salamander story builds, then I'll be able to do some behind the heens. There's like the scenes, but it's the heens instead. And I'll do some behind the scenes stuff for the Salamander as well. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go because my meeting is at 8 o'clock, and I just thought I'd come on as I do in the mornings to say hi. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Like, share, leave a comment. Check out the latest episode of Echoes of Betrayal. Part 23 should be out on Friday. I've recorded it. I just need to edit and put the imaging together. So take care. Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another live. Might be the usual time, so about 8:30. But then I think we've worked out quite well this time as well, 7:30. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Cheers.